All right, all right, all right. Here we are. We're live. Dialing it up from my hotel room, the Doubletree Hotel, in New Orleans. Give it a minute. It should be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, as it's 7:30. Where am I at? Central Time, I suppose. CST. Gonna wait to see if we get any viewers, and then we'll go. Oh, we got one view, and it's Harold. What's up, Harold? I am Interstitial. Thanks for joining us, Harold. I appreciate it. I'm kind of a little subdued tonight because I'm dialing it up from the hotel room. Barb and I just finished an amazing dinner, a really, really delightful, heartwarming dinner, to be honest with you. We went to the Chop House in New Orleans. It's a high-end steakhouse. And when I made the reservations, they asked any special occasion. So, sure, why not? I said it was my birthday. So upon being sat, they came up and said, "Oh, happy birthday." They had a little birthday card. All the wait staff came over, kept saying happy birthday, enjoy the day. Gave me a little happy birthday dessert. I had the Delmonico, 12-ounce Delmonico Cajun style. It was outstanding. I had the wedge. I posted online. Everything was fantastic. So far, I'm just seeing you, Harold, which is fine. This is great. I mean, this is going to be a short and abbreviated Angie's Angles. For some reason, my laptop was giving me some technical difficulties. The cam wasn't coming on. I just don't know why that was. I tried to troubleshoot it. Nothing happened to work. Anyway, here we go. Good evening, everybody. Coming to you live from New Orleans. It's Angie's Angles. We got a second player. We got a second view. This is great. It is February the 13th in the year of my Lord, 2025. Thank you, Harold. I appreciate the well wishes very much. This was kind of put together at the last minute. We were originally going to go somewhere else, and that got canceled. So I said, I don't really want to party. I'm not into the parties. You tend not to have a good time because you always got to make sure you're talking to everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted something that Barb and I could do to celebrate my 60th, which is coming around the corner in 2 weeks. I'll be 60 years old, 60 years young. And I said, what about New Orleans? And we did the package, and we looked at it, and it was, doable. And Bob was gracious enough to pick up the tab on some of that. So I'm very, very blessed in that department. So we're having a good time. We landed this morning. We're both very tired. I took a nap just a minute ago, about a half an hour nap. We were up early. We had a 10 o'clock flight, but we were up at 4:30 this morning because we had to be at the park, at the park and ride at 6:30 in the morning, so we could catch the plane on time because it was off-prem parking. Anyway, enough about me in New Orleans. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. However, we'll be posting ad nauseum. Tomorrow we're going on the cemetery tour. We're going to see Marie Laveau's crypt. I'm also told we're going to see Nicolas Cage's crypt. As you can see, I'm wearing my New Orleans attire. I got my hat going on. I got my purple jacket. Hey, Terry, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Mark Brooks, my brother from another. What is going on? So we wanted to just touch base. We listen, I wanted to come here. I tend not to miss it. It'll be 4 years, and I've only missed 3 Angie's Angles, so we're broadcasting here from New Orleans. We wanted to touch base on the projected Met lineup. But now, if you're a Met fan at all, you'll see all these, Papa Shango, Repo, and Harold. That's very funny. You're going to see lineups all over the place being plastered. My good buddy Kevin Elliott down in Florida, Hollywood, Florida, ad nauseum, he's been banging in his lineup, and he insists that one Brandon Nimmo must bat 9th in that batting order for the Mets to have a successful output in the production. And let me tell you something. And I think it was Danny's junior year. I could be wrong, but I think it was his junior year, or maybe his sophomore year. Danny batted ninth. And Danny comes home one day and goes, man, why am I batting ninth? And Danny, led the team in hits and RBIs the year before, blah, blah, blah. I go, Danny, it's not a bad idea. You're the fastest kid on the team. If you bat ninth, that sets it up for the top of the order. And so the funny thing is, not only did Danny, I think he was first or second batting average, batting ninth. He was runs scored. He was top of the list. And he was a top RBI guy batting ninth, believe it or not. So batting ninth has its merits, and I'm not going to discount that at all. So here's my projected lineup. You got Lindor playing shortstop, batting first. Louis Angel Lacuna is playing second base. I think he makes the open day roster. I think he's your starting second baseman. You got Juan Soto playing right field, batting third. Thank God we re-signed Pete Alonso because he's your cleanup guy. Followed by Mark Vientos batting fifth, playing third. Francisco Álvarez catching. DHing is Jeff McNeil. Playing center field is Siri. And in left field, for the New York Mets is one Brandon, hashtag Nimmo. Nimmo sucks, right? So that's my lineup. It's similar. It's very similar to Kevin Elliott's down in Florida. I think he agrees with that lineup. We're on the same page. Pete's got to bat fourth. He just has to bat fourth. There's no other spot for Pete. I think Pete's going to have no angst. He's going to have no stresses. He's not going to have any pressure. Harold, what's going on, Mr. Atkins? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I am taking it easy in the Big Easy. That's funny. We just finished dinner at the Chop House. I had a Delmonico Cajun style. How else can you have it in New Orleans? Yeah, Harold, it is a good lineup, and let's talk about Bregman for a second. Going to the Red Sox. I think Bregman in Boston with the Green Monster. I think he's going to flourish. I don't see how he doesn't flourish. He's got the power. He's got the average, and they're a solid team offensively. Mark Brooks, I'm always going to hashtag Nimmo sucks. I don't know how else to put it. And maybe one day me and Mr. Nimmo will have dinner together and break bread, and maybe I could understand it. And speaking of Nimmo, did anybody see a picture of him recently? It looks like he went to visit Jack LaLanne, and those old-timers who know him, who Jack LaLanne is, you know what I mean? Nimmo had some guns on him, for God's sakes. Holy Hannah. Harold Atkins says Red Sox overpaid, but keep in mind Bregman is a slow start until June. Okay. Yeah, Harold, too much money. What do you get? 3 years, 120? That's $40 million a year, for God's sakes. Holy smoly. That's incredible. So let's break it down for a second if we can, right? I'm jumping all over the place, but so Scott Boras did the right thing for Bregman and got him an above average deal for himself, above what the market was previously offering. And yet he failed to deliver for Pete Alonso. Makes you say, what's going on there? The Red Sox certainly overpaid. What's going on, Officer Lennon? How are you, buddy? Nice to see you, pal. That was a great picture of Barbara by the train station, Mr. Lennon, Officer Lennon. Tell her she looked good standing against that iron beam doing her job. So, Harold, you offered him 4 years at 120. That's incredible. So he took one less year for the same money. So his average annual value was $40 million a year. Listen, if you're going to get $120 million, I guess I'll work less. I'll work 3 years instead of 4 years and get the same amount of money. So, but can you imagine Bregman and Wrigley, though, Harold? I mean, that's like Dave Kingman revisited for not for nothing. I mean, when the wind's blowing out in Wrigley, Pee Wee Herman could hit a home run, for God's sakes. So I don't know what to say about any of that. I'm very excited that baseball's back. By the time we get back to New York, which will be on Monday, spring training will be in full bloom. Everybody's going to be reporting, whatnot. Games start the week after, which is just incredible. I don't remember games starting that fast, but this year I saw games starting at, against each other in February. It's like phenomenal. So Danny and I, we have tickets, it's, albeit a standing room only, to be at Citi Field when we play the Blue Jays. So that's going to be interesting to hear the reception that Vlad will get. If indeed Vlad is still with the Blue Jays come opening day, which I do suspect he will be. I think the Blue Jays are going to see where they stand at the midway point at the All-Star break, and then make that decision on Vlad. If they're not even close, if they're a little ways out of a playoff team contention, I think you see Vlad being made available for the best deal, and I think they'll get an outstanding package for Vladimir. Because you're going to have teams that are looking to rent only, but those teams are going to be looking to make that push into the playoffs. So Vlad becomes that much more valuable. For those that are just signing on, and I see my viewership upticked a little bit. Let's repeat. We have Lindor batting first, Acuna second, Soto third, Pete fourth, Vientos fifth, Álvarez, McNeil, Siri, and Nimmo. And yeah, Nimmo's batting ninth, but Nimmo's going to be like your second leadoff hitter, because Nimmo's a contact guy, and at the bottom of the order, he'll get on base for the top of the order. Makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It continues to validate my argument that Nimmo was never a leadoff hitter. Hence batting ninth, hence batting fifth, hence batting second. Once they figure that out in the Met hierarchy. So we're at the 7:42 mark. We're going to forego the prayer circle list this week. I didn't really have time to reach out to a lot of people today and yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to dedicate the prayer circle to the victims of New Orleans from that horrific car crash. What was that? New Year's Day? Back a month and a half ago. So Barbara and I be obviously walking by that tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be flower bouquets and whatnot. So how appropriate is it to lend our support, Angie's Angles family, to pray for those victims and the survivors of the victims who now have to continue on life without those valued people. So we're at the 7:43 mark. I appreciate everybody logging on tonight. Please stay posted for all my pictures of my trip. I'm going to post a couple more. Good night. God bless. I love you.